Yo, what is up?
Hey, Chris.
How's it going?
Good, yourself?
Good. Can't complain. Life's going well.
That's good.
So, have you finished episodes one and two?
To be honest, no. I've been busy this week, and
All
today
good.
I was going to, but I was part of a tournament. I was in a tournament today for Star Wars Unlimited. You know that card game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a tournament for that today. I ended up with one win, two losses.
Oh, damn.
I was slaughtered in the first round.
Okay.
It wasn't even good. It wasn't even close. They
What
slaughtered
wasn't
me.
even a close one?
No, because I had a good deck, but the thing with my deck, with like card games, like I have, it's event heavy,
Okay.
and it depends on good ones. But I got bad draws on both of my things. Like you get a set opening hand, but you could choose to reshuffle it. The second one was bad, so I was like,
What what
okay.
game was this again?
Star Wars Unlimited.
Star Wars Unlimited. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So it,
I've been
yeah.
good.
I would say, but it was fun. It was really fun. Everyone got a discount code.
Nice. My wife and I have been playing Lorcana lately.
Oh yeah. I
That
want
one's
to get
pretty
into
fun.
I want to get into that, but my bank account says you better not if you want to eat. I was like, okay,
True.
yeah.
True.
That's like because those things can get expensive.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
the
it's very similar in price to like Yu-Gi-Oh was back in the
oh
day.
yeah.
It's about
Like
$25 for a starter pack.
yeah. I think now like some of them could be like 13, 10, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
But the booster packs are like in 100 now because it's still new, still new.
Yep.
But like comic book shops, they don't have to go off of the market price.
Oh yeah. They go
Some
off of
do.
whatever the price is going.
Yeah. Some do though, some, which I appreciated. Like the one that came out in November was Twilight of the Republic.
Okay.
That's with the like that was like the Clone Wars like themed one. That one they kept at 69.99, which I was happy about. They kept it
Nice.
at market price. But
That's
now
awesome.
there's a new set that's coming out that I'm gonna pre-order. It's coming out in
Okay.
March. Oh yeah,
And
but
I
good
get
news.
not getting into two games at the same time, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. I can't do that. I can't do that. I don't think any or unless you're like balling.
What's up, Spires Layer? Good to see you.
That's what I
Spires Layer is not going to be joining us live tonight because it is his birthday, so he is celebrating his
Oh,
birthday with
happy
his beautiful
birthday.
wife. Um, but yeah, I want to just quickly talk about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the 2 episode premiere, and just give my quick, honest review.
Yeah, let's
Honestly,
do it.
I like that it's different. I like that it's not the same old Spider-Man. I was hoping for Spider-Man freshman year, but I understand why they went this route because if they went that route, it would have had an expiration date, right? It would have been like, hey, we can do this, but we're stuck into like what has already happened with Spider-Man. We can't do much more with it. The one thing that I was interested in was how he got his powers in the MCU, but honestly, does it really matter? No. At the end of the day, you could go any which direction with it, and if you
Mm.
leave it open ended, then you can go any direction you want at the end, like later on. If you pigeonhole yourself, then you're basically screwed. Um,
Yeah,
so
that's what
I
I
I do
oh
like
sorry.
this. No, you're good.
I would say I do like that. I even though I haven't seen it, it's on my to-do list. Uh I read like some like spoilers and some reviews just so we have something to talk about.
You're good.
uh yeah, like you said, I do appreciate how they like are doing it like off of the MCU. Like I like it was
Yeah.
open ended. Like you said, it wasn't they weren't restricted by retelling his story or telling a story
Yep.
like if it was mentioned in the MCU when he was coming no Civil War
Mm-hmm.
when he was first introduced like you would think oh they explain it but I'm glad they didn't because if they
Yeah.
did they were have to build this whole series around that even if it was like a
Yep.
one-off line like oh this is how you guys powers
Yeah.
like they will have to go off of that or else people will be like why.
Well, and also like if you leave it open ended, you're not in this like I feel like so many fans lately have been, well, when's Shang-Chi coming back? When are they gonna talk about this? And it's like it doesn't have to be every year they decide to talk about Shang-Chi. Like Iron Man we got in 2008, then we got him again, I want to say it was 2010. Then we got
Yeah.
Avengers in 2012, and then we got Iron Man
Uh,
3, I want to
yeah.
say in 2013 or 2014. Like it wasn't right away. And Shang-Chi came out during COVID in 2020. So yes, it's been 5 years, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
shit that went down in 2020 and 2021. So
2013. Yeah.
yeah, you can't tell me that like it has to be we're coming out with a new Shang-Chi movie or we're talking about this every single time. Yo,
I
what's
think
up, Spider's
people.
Lair?
I think people are like that because, like, in this day and age where Marvel or Disney has been putting out a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like rapidly, and people are gotten so used to that. I was like, oh, when are we gonna get this and that? And I was watching a video recently. Fudge, I don't remember what it was called or what YouTube channel it was. I should have.
People
Anyway,
were so
per
used to that
perks, yeah,
interconnectedness that
perks of being old. But yeah, but people are like, so like they were saying like, yeah, people want this, they want it now, they want these stories coming out.
yeah.
But in the video, but which I also agree and which I was noticing too, like, yeah, I agree with you. They don't have to do it right now. Let it time to like bring it back like to the older days where it
Yep.
takes time to get those. Not the olden days, yeah. But back in the beginning of MCU,
Yeah.
where they took their time to like
Yep.
get it. Well, albeit the writing's not as good now, but I mean, they want to bring out that thing. I think they deserve to take their time and everything,
Yeah.
find the right way to insert him
Well,
back
and
in.
that's the thing is people asked for the MCU to slow down.
Mhm.
They asked for them to stop just pushing out content and giving us quantity over quality. Now
Yeah.
they're trying to give us quality and people are upset with it.
Like it's too slow. Like give us more. Like I would
Like
rather like wait for like a couple more movies,
yep.
uh, and shows. Then before they make full circle back to Shang-Chi and see what, because how I see it now, like based on what they're explain, like what's been going on with the movie since then, I don't see like any way they could really bring back Shang-Chi based off of the end credit and everything all written
Yeah.
down. Like there's really nowhere I can really see when I'm putting him in there. Like I want to wait till there's some more movies then that feel organic to bring that story back
Yep.
into place. Because if they do it now, then it just feels random. Like they just put
Yeah.
out a song Chi uh number two just to put it just to appease the fans. But right now the storylines as it is doesn't seem like he should fit in right now.
Exactly. And if you put out a solo movie that doesn't play into stuff like that, he was in the end credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, or whatever. Um,
Wait, Shang-Chi?
I want to say it was Shang-Chi, or maybe it was Wong.
It was I think it was Wong. It wasn't Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi only appeared in his movie. That was his only
It
appearance.
was the blip, the beep, the whatever it was. I want to say it was the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But again, that
Oh,
was it
oh,
might have just
oh.
been Wong.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was just Wong.
but like that's important. The fact that it has the same signature as the 10 rings
Mhm.
tells us something. Like you're talking about an organization that's going to span across all of the MCU in a different light than the cosmic realm. So being able to allow that to kind of expand naturally, and I mean she's got to rebuild this entire thing in 5 years. Like that's how long this has taken is
Yeah.
5 years. That's going to take a while to rebuild the 10 rings to its former glory as soon as the guy who's been running it for 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 3,000 years is dead. Like you gotta like there's gotta be some kind of rebuild there, and you can't just say, you know, we're gonna move on with it and we're just gonna say everything's rebuilt.
Yeah. It's like we all know it's fiction, but there's got to be some some
I love
realism.
Shang-Chi. I cared.
I like
That's
how
just me.
I like how uh uh Michael said Shang-Chi. Like
Yeah,
I know it's a misspelling, but it's funny. He's reading out
the
loud.
great blip. So I have to talk
Oh,
about
Oh yeah,
Doc
the
Connors.
new thing. Yeah, the
Um,
new Doc
Doc
Connors.
Connors, I definitely feel is an interesting way to go with that character. First, changing her to a female. Second, changing her race. Um, Definitely interesting. I do feel that it's kind of weird, but at the same time, if I don't know if they do it right, who cares? Like I'm tired of getting into this. Oh, they changed the race of the character. I'm so pissed off. Like I honestly don't care anymore. If it's not within the canon, the main timeline, do whatever you want with these characters, in my opinion. Have
Yeah,
fun with them. Do take it off in a whole different direction, play around with the characters, do the fun stuff off to the side. It's what TMNT has been doing for years. It's what Transformer has been doing for years. Everything, every iteration has been in um a different multiversal realm. So just
and Power
play with
Rangers
it.
have done it.
Play with it. Have fun with it. Do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, what does it matter? Like, does
Yeah,
it really matter in the grand scheme of things? If you were to take Rogue and change her to a black woman or even a black man, that completely destroys a lot of her storyline. Doc
mm,
Connors, he like the biggest thing about him is he lost his arm in the army. You could take a character and they could lose their arm any which way they wanted to, and they could try to find a way being like, hey, lizards can grow their arm back. I'm going to try to grow my arm back using lizard DNA. Like that could change in any which way possible. It does not have to be a white man who lost his arm in the war, in my opinion. Yes, if you're going to do him right in the MCU, do the typical Doc Connors. Have fun with it, go play around with it. But a lot of these characters have been done so much that it's like beating a dead horse if we just redo the old Doc Connors.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, in the beginning, I was like, oh, yeah,
Poor
that was a
Rogue's
tragic
ass.
day for that was a tragic day for everyone. But if she was a black woman, I was gonna
Hey,
like.
not all black women have big asses. Don't fall into that pigeonhole either, because then you're just stereotyping.
That's how I stopped. That's why it was supposed to be funny. I thought I didn't finish that.
But anyways, you were
Yeah,
saying about
I was like, yeah,
switching characters around.
like at first I was apprehensive about it because like why like I lean both ways sometimes. Like why did they just leave the character as is? But then I'm also like that's like my first impression.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's like with anyone like why like the first thing like why. But
Yep.
then when you really think about it, like you know what, maybe this could work. Like the clips I seen of her and everything, like I like it. Like I want to
Hmm.
see what this goes. It's a fresh new take, like you said. As long as they do like the character justice,
Yep.
it's gonna be
Exactly.
fine. But it's not like completely like, oh, like Doc Connors. Like let's just take out the gender and race. Doc Connors as a character, whether it's a male, female, whatever race it is, they say, oh, we're gonna implant him with cheetah DNA. Like, then now we have a problem. But as long as they like keep him like end up becoming the lizard and everything, that and how they lead up to that, like whether it's get her arm chopped off in a car accident, then wants to get it back. Like you said, it
Yep.
doesn't have to be the same like in the war story because Doc Connors was made during the time where that made sense. I
Yeah.
guess it would still make sense now because we were still in the war and everything. But other than that, like they could do like different things. Like, oh, like they'll chop out in like a weird accident and then still bring that up. So I'm excited to see where this goes. No, I
Yeah.
don't really care about the weight swapping or anything. At that, well, in the beginning, like again, like initial reaction, like why?
Yep.
But yeah, and yes, that's why it's like I see that they
So
also changed the waist of Harry, right?
yeah, they changed the race of Harry and Norman. They're
And
both African American. Well, from what we can tell, they look African American. They're
I
dark
thought they
skinned.
were, I thought they were Indian.
Maybe. I'm
Or
not sure.
am I don't know why I was
But
thinking that.
the one thing that I do find very interesting is Harry and Norman from. So no Harry or Norman have ever had that hairstyle because one, technically that's cultural appropriation. giving a white guy dreads or cornrows, whatever you want to call it.
Cornrows, yeah.
And second of all, I do find it interesting the fact that they decided to change a lot of the other characters around to, like, maybe in this multiverse, the minority is white people. And is that no? Like, you that,
Can you repeat that?
but also you don't have to do that.
So you're cutting in and
One of
out.
the things that I was thinking is, I'm trying a different Wi-Fi tonight, so maybe that's the reason. Norman could be, or the norm in this multiverse could be that the minority is white people. Like, who knows?
Mm.
And also, again, it doesn't matter. Like, the color of your skin does not matter. So why are we going to let it affect how we view characters? Like, leave it be at that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But also, it's interesting and weird that they did change around a lot of the other characters. Aunt May looks very similar to the MCU. Peter looks very
Yeah.
similar to the MCU.
Wait, who's the goth
Um,
girl? Is that supposed to be Mary Jane?
no, it's Nina or Nico.
Oh yeah, guys. Because I looking up the characters, I was like, yeah, I see all of them now. Trying to refresh myself.
You're good.
Yeah, I want to make sure because I only asked because she's standing right next to Peter in the picture I'm looking at.
Yeah. And I do think that what's his face, the football player, is Tombstone's son. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Tombstone's son, Ronnie. I think they
Let's
called
see.
him. Which again makes sense that he's black. That's who he was in the comics. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, at this stage of the game, put the characters in you want to put in. Leave it at that. Play around with it. Do what you got to do. But thank you, Spires Layer. So like, leave it at that. Just leave the characters how you want to leave them. Have creative rights over it. It's good. I'm good with the storyline so far.
Wait, is Nomar supposed to be trans?
I don't think Norman is supposed to be trans. I don't know where he came up with that.
Because I was gonna say like I don't remember hearing the trans character in the.
But like,
It's
just leave it
basically
at that,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I am enjoying this storyline. It is interesting. I like the fact that a symbiote came out of a Doctor Strange portal and
Yeah.
the spider came out of that portal too. So that's interesting. Like, is it the same kind of spider that we normally get? Is it a symbiote spider? Like, how are you going to play around with that? I
Yeah, I
also
heard
love
about
that
that, and I was kind of
he's
hoping that'd be a fun little story to create around a symbiote
yeah,
spider.
I love that he's playing around with I love that he's playing around with the fact that, like, he can make his own suits. That is fun to see the homemade suits brought back, and like, it's a legit homemade suit. Like, you see
Not
the
like
wires, you see like, it's literally just like a t-shirt. It's nothing special.
yeah, not
Um,
like the nanotech
yeah.
Spider-Man the suits and everything.
And
Going
I
back
think
to
the
the
coolest
classics.
thing is Peter. So this is a major spoiler, but it's also one
Oh,
that's
that's fine.
not huge, because Norman finds out that he's Spider-Man in the second episode. That's how the second episode ends. He gets
Like
called
straight
into
up, like that
Norman's
early.
office. Yeah. So pretty much the same way that Iron Man found out, Norman found out. So this is basically a legit parallel universe. Like, everything that
I
is
said,
happening to Peter in this show is exactly what happened to Peter in the MCU, except it's just different characters that is going on. Like, you have the bus scene that was in the MCU that Tony saw him in. You have him saving someone from getting hit by a bus. You have like, there's all these little things that are like callbacks to what's going on in the MCU within this show. And I'm enjoying that. I like that they went that route, because at the end of the day, you can tell a story that's parallel. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to allow you to see glimpses of what our Peter Parker in MCU main timeline went through, without actually saying, "Hey, this is Peter Parker, MCU, Tom Holland, Peter Parker."
Yeah. Still there? Sorry, you
Yep.
just froze. Dang, I should take a screenshot. You had like a funny face when you
Yep.
froze.
I'm
That could have been your thumbnail or something.
gonna I'm switching back to my other Wi-Fi, seeing if that helps it at all. So Spider's Laren is saying, yeah, he was livid, but at the same time, like I said, I think it's actually a cool way to go with it. And I also think that it's very similar to what's going on in the comics right now, where Norman knows that he's Spider-Man, which will have an interesting take on how that goes with how that goes with Norman. Will he become the Green Goblin if he knows who Spider-Man is?
Yeah. Hey, Epic Knight
Yo, what
Rider.
is up, Epic Knight Rider? How's it going? Haven't seen you on the show before. Hope you subscribe, and we love
Yeah, I was about
talking
to say,
Spider-Man. So let us know in the
sorry, I
comments.
haven't seen them before or seen them before. Nice to meet you.
It reminds me
What
of
do you mean
new
by
Batman.
how does it
Yeah,
remind you of the
which new
new
Batman?
Batman? Is it the are you talking about the new Batman, the construction worker? The one who's poor and everything? Because I know that's the newest iteration of Batman right now.
And that, I mean, that's the best route to take Batman. How do you go the complete opposite of Bruce Wayne? Make him poor and make him manual labor.
Yeah. And like he made his own suits and everything. That's
Yeah.
how he's like a construct. No, no, I forgot what he was. An engineer. Engineer.
Hey, Bruce Wayne made his own suits. It took him time to go to
Yeah,
Lucius Fox and say, "What's the new technology?"
I know. I know. But this one said like he's supposed to be like the biggest Batman or something. I
Okay.
don't know. I read some of the reviews on it. I read some online comments of it. Because I've been trying to save my money. It's
Anything's
getting
got
too
to be better
expensive.
than the Harley Quinn fart.
Harley Quinn for it?
Oh, have you seen that one?
No. Is it
There's a
not part?
whole comic book cover for the Harley Quinn series that is
Yeah.
literally her farting on stage, and it's a green cloud coming out of her ass.
I can't believe I actually go type this into Google, but let's say it's just Harley Quinn fart comic cover. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
a fuck? Why? Why the fuck is this a comic book?
That's a comic book cover.
Why?
I have no idea.
Like, is it even relevant to the story, or is it just?
I have no idea.
Eh. Oh, it's supposed to be Harley Quinn Fartacular, silent
Silent but
but
deadly.
deadly number one.
Mm-hmm.
Calling all sickos. This one is for you. Oh shit! Is this really? Hold on. Let me read the description.
Tell me that doesn't make you want to completely drop all of your DC pulls.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what some of the DC fans have to say about that, because everything I've seen, not the people I know personally, but everything I've seen on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram has been like, yep, I'm done with DC now.
You know, like I get it's a joke, but why this joke? I mean,
Uh huh.
to be honest, fart jokes are not really funny anymore.
Mm hmm.
Or not funny anymore. It's it's been played out so many times. I guess this could have worked if it was like early 2000s.
Mm hmm.
Then I would see, yeah, but yeah. Did you read the description of this?
Yep.
Like,
It's
why would some? I'm sorry, I'm just speechless. Like, why would someone give the okay
yep.
to do this? Why?
That was my first question. Who thought this would be a good idea? Who thought this would be a money seller? Is my biggest question.
And who would want to collect this?
Right.
To be honest, it's
I can't
just.
wait to see the variant covers.
Oh yeah, I seen that. There are variant covers on. I saw a little bit, but I need to.
Does your comic shop use previews?
No, they
Use
don't.
World?
No. Yeah, this
Oh,
is
this is
one of them.
beautiful. You can order right through the app.
This one looks good.
I feel like this is going to be one of those books that everyone buys for the previews or buys for the variant covers and doesn't really know what's going on with it.
Well, that variant cover seemed all right. And here's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what she's holding?
Fart guns,
No, beans.
beans, of course.
I
And the
this
fact
is
that this
H
is an
come to.
issue number one,
I do not want a series like this.
here's, as you said, calling all sickos. This one's for you. I've been holding in all my very worst bits of bubble
Yeah.
guts for the last 32 years, and it's all been leading up to this epic expulsion. Your nose will never be the same. You'll gag, you'll cry. Is this going to be a scratch and sniff book? You'll feel things you ain't never felt before. This fine publication is a celebration of all things past, present, and future. Sequential art's place in the annals of history is about to change with the release of Harley Quinn, Fartacular, Silent but Deadly, a comic that promises to have the highest concentration of gas per page, GPP, ever committed to print. Emphasis on committed because everyone who worked on this comic is getting thrown into Dr. Fartley's home for no good gassy gals and guys. Read the comic that Abraham Lincoln called the joy from fart to finish moments before he died. Warning, we aren't kidding. If you are grossed out by farts, then this comic isn't for you. That's perfectly okay. Though I am judging you, unless you want to put your feelings to the test, in which case this comic is for you. Who the hell is paying $8 for that shit?
Like this seems like something a fan like a kid you submitted the fan art slash fan fiction and want to do this. Oh yeah, I just noticed that too. I take back what I said about that one. It's not as majestic.
This no. Spires later. This is not the fate of Marvel next. If this is the fate of Marvel, there will be rioting and looting at every LCS you know. DC
And
died years ago with Zack Snyder's multi Snyder verse thingy that he tried to get off the ground. That
yeah,
is not
but
going to happen to
what I
Marvel.
want to know is why did they choose Harley Quinn? Like why is that? Why was she?
Why not the Joker?
Yeah, the Joker I can understand, yeah, but Harley
Do you know
Quinn.
why I think it is? It's their best seller right now, probably. I
Mhm.
don't know that that's a fact, but
Well,
I can
and
almost
also
guarantee
Harley
that that's one
Quinn.
of their best sellers and a comic that they know they won't ruin.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn season 5 just came out.
That was my question too.
Yeah, came out too. So probably piggybacking off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I I wish I could give you an answer. His favorite Spider is Miles Morales. Loves playing Spider-Man on PS5. Which one was your favorite Spider-Man live action? I'm also curious. I'm an Andrew Garfield fan. I know Spider's Lair is a Peter Spider-Man 3 Venom fan.
Oh yes, yo, if you want to talk about Spider-Man 3, hit up Spider's Lair.
Yep.
He will give you a free copy of Spider-Man 3. It's his favorite
Mint
movie of all time.
inbox.
Yeah, he no, honestly, he said that was the best iteration of Venom ever.
Yep.
He thought Topher Grace,
Nailed
wait,
it.
I can't say it with a straight face. Nailed that part perfectly. It was his.
We can
If you
only
haven't
say
caught
this
on,
because he's not here to defend himself.
I know. Why don't
Happy
you go
birthday,
hop?
Mike.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mike. We wish you all the best. He's probably gonna hop on just for this.
Definitely.
Yeah, Chris is a
Personally, I
huge
think
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield is the best Spider-Man and like modern day Peter Parker. The one thing I will say about the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man,
I was just waiting for him to comment.
Spider-Man is I do love how quippy Spider-Man is in this. Supposed to flame.
Can you repeat that? You just cut off for a
Very
good
quippy.
5 seconds.
When he's fighting the flame guy at the apartment complex, very quippy. And I love the fact that this guy's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this so that way we can burn down the building and we can put up uh, a new high-rise apartment complex at 52nd Street. And Spider-Man goes, we're on 51st Street. The guy looks out the window and goes, this was all for nothing. I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. Like that's the jokes that makes Spider-Man who he is. Like
Yeah,
those little things of you're at the wrong location or
and it's
those
smart,
little quips are just so funny.
and it's smart too, and perfect timing that I
Yeah,
appreciate it from the clips I've seen and little things. Like it's not, it doesn't feel forced. That's what I
exactly.
appreciate about because she's like most of like these shows and everything. They seem the humor seems forced, or they just want to get a one-liner in there. But
Yep.
no, this one seems organic. It doesn't seem forced, and it seems like
Yeah.
perfect timing, which I love.
Tom
And I like
Holland's
the
good too. I
kid.
love his quips for sure.
Surprised, like, don't act like you don't know what who Tom Holland is.
Your girlfriend loves Toby. Is she
I
40?
oh
No jokes. Like jokes aside, is she on the older side? Because I know a lot of women who love Toby, who grew up with Toby as their Spider-Man, and they are like in the late 30s to early 40s. My
wait
wife loves Toby. She's
n-
32, but my
now
wife
he's never
loves
gonna
Toby because that's the Spider-Man she grew up with.
he's not gonna come back on the show anymore. Way to go, Chris. No, no,
I'm not trying to scare anyone away. I'm
I know,
just
I know,
asking.
I
I'm
know.
just
But I like Tobey Maguire too. Uh,
he's a good Peter Parker. I don't like him as Spider-Man. And I
yeah, I have
also
to.
feel that a lot of people who don't know Spider-Man, like from the Spider-Man
Yeah,
comics, love Tobey Maguire because they feel like he's a good Peter Parker,
yeah,
which must make him a good Spider-Man.
yeah.
But that's not true.
I like Tom Holland too. I have to give Andrew Garfield. I'm not putting him on squad. What I'm gonna say is, I need to give him another chance. I need to
Okay.
watch his movies again. Like I've admitted that I only watched them like one and done
Yeah.
because when I first saw them, I didn't like them.
Yep.
But with the new mindset and everything, and reading more Spider-Man comics and everything, I'm gonna go back and give him time. Because I liked him in Spider-Man No Way Home. I
Okay.
like that one. So I'm gonna go back and like rewatch those pretty soon. I was actually gonna watch them this weekend, surprisingly. It was on my to-do list.
All the girls in the nursing home love Toby. True.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if
They probably love Andrew too. He's getting up there in age now.
yeah, I was just saying
I
they probably like Tom Holland, but no, he still looks like a young kid.
yeah, I gotta say this. This is one of the biggest reasons why I love this show. The art style is beautiful. It brings me
Yeah,
back to,
yeah,
and it's not the same art style as this, but it brings me back to the art style of Clone Wars. It does the same thing for me that Bad Batch did, where it was that nostalgia of the art style hooked me into the show and allowed me to like love it just a little bit more because it was so much fun to just be in that art style. Same with this show. It makes me love it
yeah,
just a little bit more. Again,
yeah. For
not saying
me,
it's a perfect show, but
the art style of this new series, it's like the old like kind of retro like comic books
yeah.
and everything, which I really appreciate. Which caught my eye when
Hmm.
I first saw the preview when it was being announced and everything, or when leading up to it.
Yep.
I really liked it. Like, it almost looks like to like the older shows, the older cartoons of
Agreed.
Spider-Man, which I personally love. I love the cartoons of Spider-Man, even though it was before my time. Um, I still watch them like as a kid growing up with them on reruns. I love the animation style, and this what kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 Garfield, that's by far the very best Spider-Man ever made.
This aged Amazing Spider-Man 2 aged the same way that the prequel series for Star Wars did, in my opinion.
Wait, is that a good thing or bad thing?
Nobody it's a good thing.
I was just
Nobody
because when
liked
people say that,
Skywalker.
they could go either way.
Nobody liked like the original prequels.
Yeah.
Nobody liked Jar Jar. Like it was basically oh, I'm frozen.
Yeah, the way the prequels when they came out, you know how the
There
way
we go.
the fans talked about the sequels? That's how people felt with the
Yeah.
prequels. They thought it
Yep.
was absolutely. Well, I'm not defending the sequels, but I'm saying to give it
There's no
perspective.
defending those.
Yeah, I'm saying the perspective of how people felt.
Yep.
That's how they felt about the prequels. But as they aged, like people started appreciating it more and more.
The lightsaber battles in it were just felt better.
Especially in Revenge of the Sith.
And I think it took us seeing some bad Star Wars to really know what great Star Wars was.
Mhm.
Even the originals are mid. Like they're great. They're good. They're great for their time, but the
Excuse me.
storyline was just a little not like perfect. The obviously the CGI wasn't good, but you know, it was the 70s.
Yeah, there was always so much you could
But
do
I
within
mean,
the
my
70s.
biggest thing, yeah, my biggest thing is the fact that like Andrew Garfield, his second movie, that should have led to a third movie. That
It
should have
really should
popped
have.
off. That should have done well. And the post credit scene, I will never forgive Sony for not doing anything with that post credit scene.
What
The
was the post
fact that
credit scene
his
again?
dad is alive,
Oh
his
yeah,
dad's alive.
yeah,
Like the
yeah,
fact that
yeah.
his dad is alive and the fact that like Andrew Garfield is so pissed off in that scene and doesn't realize like that that's his dad and stuff. And let me just break this down. That is the best casting that they could have went with for a father son duo number one. That is also the best casting for Richard Parker that I would ever predict. We
Yeah,
need an Amazing Spider-Man 3 that picks
aren't
up
we
where that
getting?
left off.
Are we getting one?
I have no idea anymore.
I thought they said that.
Sony's so all over the place.
I thought we were getting one, uh, which was supposed to continue. Actually, I don't think they were going to continue it right from that post credit scene. I think they were going to like see what happened or pick up where him coming back from No Way Home. I think.
Yeah. And I would agree with this. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best because it's the closest to the comics than any movie ever shot.
Mm.
And going off of all this, which Spider-Man movie do most people put at the top of their list or towards the top of their list
Like in general, like what
in
or
general?
how or us.
Like everyone, like most Spider-Man fans put this movie in the top 3. And it's not live action.
Oh, are they talking about the live action?
No. Into the Spider-Verse is
Yeah,
mostly at the top of everyone's list.
into the Spider-Verse, I agree. And number
And
two, the first two. Yeah.
they used the ultimate version of Doc or not Doc Connors, Doc Ock. It was a
Mhm.
female Doc Ock. Nobody cared that it was a female Doc Ock.
Yeah.
It still sits at the top of the list. So that
I think no one
proves
cared
that it's
because they
not.
knew it was multiverse.
Yeah,
Because like you
it's
said, we could do anything you want in the multiverse, and no one
exactly.
you don't have to care or anything. Well, people could care, but like it doesn't affect anything in the main
They
uh
just canceled
thing.
what?
They canceled the third movie, or they canceled the Spider Verse. Please don't tell me they canceled the Spider Verse.
They can't cancel the Spider Verse. That was a money making gold mine for
Yeah.
Sony.
Is
That was
that
the
one
only
supposed
thing that
to?
was working.
Is this supposed to come out this year or next year? I thought that was supposed to come out this year.
It was supposed to come out 2 years ago. It's supposed to come
The
out
third one?
2023. No, 2024. I thought it's
Yeah,
supposed to be a
because
year
last
after.
because I knew like it was 2024. Because I remember reading the article and telling my brother about it. It was supposed to come out that last year, but it never did. I was sad about that because I really want to know what happens to Miles
Yeah.
and his evil counterpart.
I mean, I do know that Avi Arad has basically said they're no longer going to do anything with.
Oh, yes, it's
Um,
confirmed that the third movie is canceled for Andrew Garfield.
that's insane to me.
Why, man? I was actually happy. I was very hyped up for that. Wait, Spies Layer, if you could tell us in the chat, do you know why, or do you want to save that for your story? Hold on. It was, but now it's been canceled again. Wait, what's been canceled again? Oh, Spider-Man. Oh, he's talking about. All right, the canceled again comment is the. It was supposed to be Spider-Man,
What's
the
up,
into
Cade?
the third Spider-Verse one. Hey, what's up, Kate and Thor? Okay, seems like we're not getting Spider-Verse
Beyond the
anytime
Spider
soon.
Verse.
Yeah.
Well, Beyond the Spider Verse, they're saying, or I saw recently that they don't know what to do with it. They're rewriting the script.
Why?
I have no idea.
I don't man, that sounded so whiny when I said that. I didn't mean that to happen. Remember who
It
I am? Oh yeah, I can't say. Oh, you can't say.
The third film was titled April 2022, given a March 2024 release date. Obviously, that never came to happen.
Yeah, how's
Jeff
Spider-Man 2
Snyder
for
said
PT?
Sony did not intend on releasing two Spider Man movies in the same year, so Spider Man 4 and Beyond the Spider Verse won't both come out in 2026. They were told that BTSV Beyond the Spider Verse would be ready for 2026, but Sony would hold off on it to 2027 if it is.
Right, to be honest, I think that's way too long for them to be
I
holding off
agree.
on it. Because
That would
wasn't
be
the
4 years.
yeah, hon, let me see. When was the first one released?
2018, 2019.
28.
Into the Spider Verse was 2018.
Okay, never mind.
So it was
2018,
five
because
years.
five years.
I
Okay,
mean,
maybe.
they needed that time for the animation. They said that it was almost impossible to do the animation between the 2023 and 2024 dates. So
Okay,
I understand. But
okay, I
at the
understand
same
now.
time, if you know that this is going to be such a major success, hire more people, have it ready, and work on both at the same time. How is it that difficult? I mean, that's just that's my perspective. I'm nowhere near the film industry, so I don't know what that could go
Yeah,
into
you would
or
think
what
so.
goes into that.
I think they just don't want to pay the people. I
I
think
think that's it.
even though they
But
know it's going to make money, they can make the money back. They just don't want to put the time and effort into hiring people and then paying them. And yeah,
the
which is
first movie
sad. Which
made
is sad.
394 million on a 90 million dollar budget. So realistically, it made about 190 million. But you then look at how much the second one made on a similar budget, 100 to 150 million, and that made almost 700 million at the box office. And think about how much they've sold in everything else after that. Like that's only at the box office. Think about how much Marvel and Sony have sold from everything else. Like, in my opinion, based on what I've seen live action, if you're going to come out with a movie and you know that there's going to be a sequel, start filming the sequel before the second one comes out.
Yeah,
That's just my own personal opinion.
unless
If
it's
you know, like,
Morbius.
and also if you're going to tell fans, hey, this one's coming out 2023, this one's coming out 2024 because it's a two-part thing, why would you not have it ready? Why would you not be working on it?
Yeah,
Why
they
would you
should.
now say the script isn't good?
Yeah, for something like that, you have to have the script, um, like ready. Like you're saying, they better have it, and they should have like animated it as soon as they finish animating and doing edits and everything for the Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
They should have just kept continuing.
Yep.
Yeah, because like with films, like some films have done that back to back, which is like the Pirates of the Caribbean. They did it back to back, and
That will be the day.
what would be like characters you customize like a game. So
I
different skins.
I don't know if we'll ever see that day. I really don't want to see that day.
Yeah,
That would ruin the movie industry like no other.
and there's could
They
be so many
won't
lost.
too much money, and sometimes producers pull out. I get that, but like, if you're making that much money, why would a producer pull out? And if you all like sign a multi-contract deal, can't pull out of a multi-contract or multi-film contract deal. It's very difficult. So
Mm.
why not just say we're making these three movies? This is part one, this is part two. Even if you had said 2023 and 2025, no one would have batted an eye. But now you're saying 2023, 2024, oh no, 2025, oh maybe 2026. No, not 2026. We're gonna do 2027.
Yeah, because if you keep doing that, then people are gonna lose interest or just lose faith
Yeah,
that is gonna ever come out. Then it's like, okay, if they promise us this or they keep saying that, then it keeps getting pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. Because most people don't
yep,
like probably the average person like. Because they think that's like about the script changing and the hiring people. They just think like we want the next thing, and if we're not getting, then why are we gonna put
And it's
like?
going to be like Star Wars Eclipse all over again. Remember
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars
that's
Eclipse?
I remember that. That was
That amazing trailer we got in 2021
I remember
and
that
then
trailer.
went nowhere.
I remember rewatching that trailer multiple
Yeah.
times because how beautiful it looked, and it's
Yep.
like, oh my God, this is so like amazing. Like this is going to be a new thing for us, new
Yep.
storyline, and it's like, eh. We should do like in
Remember all
memoriam. We should do an in memoriam for Comics Lounge of all the projects that we never got.
Spider-Man 4, Amazing Spider-Man 3, uh, one of the ones I was really excited about, a spin-off of Amazing Spider-Man 3, the Sinister Six movie.
Oh yeah, I wanted the Sinister Six movie. I really wanted another.
Instead of a Sinister Six movie, we got Madam Web.
Yeah, I don't
Make
know
it
why we got
make
it.
sense, Sony.
Yeah, and then we got Kraven the Hunter. Did anyone see
Mm-hmm.
that movie?
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, don't.
I refuse to give Sony my money. I will wait until it's streaming for free. It's what I did with
Yeah,
Morbius. It's what I did with Madam Web, and I'll continue to do it because I'm sick and
yeah,
tired of
and it's
supporting
not.
Sony unless it's Venom.
I just really hated that they try to make Kraven into an anti-hero. He's
Yeah,
not. He's not
he's
an
not.
anti-hero.
He's a hunter.
Just,
He's a
just
villain.
let him be what he is. I mean, Jesus Christ. I would very much
Cade,
want.
which one are you talking about? Just out of curiosity.
I
Sorry, Alex.
hate.
Go ahead.
I'll say I hate now that they're trying to make us sympathize with villains and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and like give them um like at the end give them redemption. There we go. Um, but like just let them be villains. Like if it was like a
Yeah.
straight up villain movie, like Venom, I can understand 'cause he does become an anti-hero and everything, which I
Yep.
understand. But for Kraven the Hunter, let him be a villain. I will
Yeah.
wait because that's something new you can watch based off of like superhero movie.
Yep.
We already have these hero movies. We have Deadpool, which is an anti-hero.
Yep.
We already
You have
have
enough
it.
anti-heroes.
Just do a straight up villain movie. Have them
Yep.
kill people. Have them go through all this stuff, and of course, good writing, not just like senseless violence and everything. But yeah, like I would rather pay to see that happen,
Exactly.
even if it doesn't make a lot of money. I mean, at least they can say they tried. They try to make a villain movie, and then if it doesn't
Because
work
we
out,
didn't get a Madam Web movie, we didn't get a Craven movie, we didn't get a Joker 2 movie. The
yeah,
thing that everyone's been doing with villains lately is trying to make us sympathize and empathize with them and take out the thing that made them great, which was the hero that they had to be the antagonist to. You
yeah,
cannot make an antagonist a protagonist of their own movie and
yeah. That's why I
make
didn't
it
like.
and be successful.
I didn't like. That's why I didn't like Gore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like Gore, uh, his iteration, yeah, like he's supposed to be all evil, but no, he just hung out with kids.
Yep.
He kidnapped kids. That's it. We didn't get to see him killing gods or anything.
So, Cade, I will say Morbius is worth watching.
Yeah,
I do think it is worth the watch just to realize why you hate it.
yeah.
And
It
it
is
wasn't
bad.
awful to the point where it's unwatchable. Madam Web was awful to the point where it's unwatchable, but it's still a hilarious movie to sit back and laugh at. Craven again, I have not seen yet. And my
uh,
biggest issue with Madam Web, here's the problem. Madam Web could have been amazing if they would have made it a good movie. You
mhm.
had four amazing female leads. Every single female actor in that movie could have carried that movie.
Chris
But
is biased about
instead,
one in
but
particular.
instead it's about one and it's about one that doesn't need her own movie. That's my
Yeah,
biggest problem. And the only sequence where they're wearing the suits that they talked all about throughout all of this is a 10-second scene that's a um
Vision,
dream
right?
of a vision of what could happen if he doesn't stop them. But we have
Yeah.
no idea why he even needs to stop them in the first
The
place.
Kid and Thor. Do not watch Craven the Hunter. I didn't see it, but but based on a lot of reviews and parts I have seen of it, even the animation. Well, oh yeah, Vulture was in the movie because of No Way Home. I know we
Yep,
talked about it because of a lot of the
that's
reshoots.
it.
It was supposed to come out before No Way Home and everything. Well, he wasn't even in the trailer too,
Yep,
which is okay. But what they did, what ended up being in the movie, was because of No Way Home.
yep,
A lot of reshoots. Well, I'm guessing, yeah, because I would, like I said before, and I told you guys this, I would love to see what Morbius was supposed to be before No
yep.
Way Home.
Agreed.
I want to see what happened. But no, we got the cut that they had to do it. Spider-Man. Oh yeah, a lot of people said that because they had a picture,
Yep.
no,
They thought they were trying
graffiti
to figure
art,
out which Spider-Man was gonna fight him.
and
I
it
remember
was
that.
Tobey Maguire's,
It was Tobey
right?
Maguire's, but the Oscorp logo was
Yeah, it
Andrew
was like
Garfield's Oscorp
three. It
logo.
was like multiple
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man that could have been in it, and then
And,
Tom Holland
and
because
Tom
of
Holland's Vulture.
Vulture.
Like,
It was three different things. I think they wanted
yep.
to confuse. I think I don't know. That's why I say you could correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they?
It was a money grab.
Weren't they planning to put Spider-Man in there? I don't remember what it was or what
No, they were
if you.
planning on putting Andrew Garfield in Venom 3. That was the plan.
Ah, oh yeah, that's what it was.
They wanted
Yeah,
a Spider-Man versus Venom
yeah,
movie, and they didn't. I don't know why they chose not to go that route, but I don't know.
yeah,
It should have
yeah.
went that route.
But don't.
It would have been better.
But definitely do not watch any of the other two because the animation for the Rhino is horrendous.
Oh yeah,
Have you seen the clips of
I've
them?
seen I've seen the trailers. And it's hard to tell in the trailer because I mean
Oh,
typically
you
I'm
should look
watching a
at.
trailer on my phone,
No, and I seen clips of the
but
actual movie of him and everything. It is horrendous of the Rhino. They did my boy wrong.
I want to
Personally,
watch Craven. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. I'm just not going to
watch it
pay to
for free.
watch it.
Don't pay for it. You
Yeah,
watch it, but yeah, watch it, but don't pay for it.
I fell asleep during Morbius probably the first two times I put it on, and it wasn't. I was exhausted. I'm not saying that it was a bad movie. I didn't
Oh,
get
I
captured
was gonna
into
say
it.
that.
I didn't get captured into it the way that I can when it's a really like if I put on Avengers Endgame, I could have been up for 24 hours ahead of time. I'm still staying up to watch that goddamn movie.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Like if it's a really great movie, I will stay up and I will completely tune into it and I won't fall asleep during it. But if it's something that I can't really get into, whether it's good or not, I'm gonna fall asleep. I don't. And then if it really sucks, I'll tell you I fell asleep quick. But like Morbius, I was trying to stay awake. I was sitting down here in the lounge watching it and enjoying it, and I passed out. I
Yeah,
woke up and
Morbius.
then credits were playing. I was like, shit.
Yeah, yeah, Morbius is worth a watch. Kate and Thunder,
Yeah.
especially for that dance scene. I was
I forgot about that.
kidding. uh, I gotta beat you with all the bugs before I start doing anything else.
True.
Ooh, how long is the game? You know?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I want to say it took me 20 plus hours to beat 100%. It's a pretty decently long game.
All right. So I think he said it was kind of running slow on his computer. Is that what
Yeah,
you said,
the
Kate and Thunder?
PC version has a lot of bugs he was saying.
Yeah.
Bro
Well,
had
I
the
have the Master
master
Surgery Equipment.
to
Oh, oh yeah. By the way, oh wait, is he still here?
Who?
The new guy.
I don't know. Knight, are you here?
I was just saying,
If you
no,
are,
if you
let us
don't,
know what you've seen.
I was just saying, if you haven't guessed, by thing,
Nice.
the spider's layer has the hookup on everything, all the
Oh yeah.
inside info.
Yeah, he works for Disney, gets all the inside info about
So
Sony, DC.
that's why if you see like he has masters and stuff, like believe him, he really does. Like he
Spider's
has
Lair, do
seen
you know
it.
James do you have James Gunn saved into your phone yet? I got to admit, I would love to meet James Gunn in person, but more importantly, I would love to meet Sean Gunn, his brother, who played Kirk on Gilmore Girls. I just want to know how much training he did to play Kirk because he plays like that goofy small town guy perfectly.
Yeah, I like to meet both of them. No, I think
I
they're.
would love to hang out with them for a day. My wife would too. She
I
loves
want to
Kirk.
see. I just want to see if you like. how like I'm gonna ask him how he manages that hair.
Yeah. All right.
He always says it. Oh yeah, Chris, I meant to tell you.
Good.
Uh, Good news. I'm a teacher now.
Nice.
I
That's
don't have
amazing.
not not like full like credential teacher, but a
Okay.
teacher for a private school.
That's awesome.
I was just hired a couple days ago. So I'm a humanities teacher for 6th through 12th grade at a private school.
That's
I want to
awesome.
let you know because I know you're a
Congratulations.
teacher too.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's not an easy task, especially in this day and age. So
yeah,
definitely keep up the good work and
yeah,
absolutely love that for you. That's awesome.
yeah. And I get my own office, which I'm
That's
happy
amazing.
about. I'm gonna
You got
put
to
up
hide
my
away.
yeah. I'm gonna put up my Funko Pops and my comic book stuff.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah. Well, it's very nice talking to you, Chris.
It was
Like,
good talking to you. We'll same time next week, hopefully.
oh yeah, that's fine. Wait, very quick.
Yep.
Who you voting for the Super Bowl?
I'm not
I'm only
watching.
asking. Oh, you're not watching?
I after what happened to the Bills, like I live near Buffalo,
Oh, I was like, oh, you a
so
Bills fan?
I'm not a Bills fan. I don't like football. I don't watch football,
No,
but
me
I
either.
will root
But
for the Bills in the Super Bowl. I
wait,
will
were they the ones
say
who got
like
slaughtered by the Eagles, or was
no,
they playing the Chiefs?
they were the ones that got beat by the Chiefs. The
Oh, dang it!
amount of shit that happened in that game, and I don't want to get too much into it because I do need to
Yeah,
go to bed, but the
yeah,
amount of shit that happened, the amount of first downs that they got that were called back by a yard or more. I was watching the guy that plays Napoleon Dynamite go over it. I'll send you the thing if I can find it still.
yeah.
Um, the amount of first downs that got moved back by a yard or two or even three sometimes was astonishing. And he shows where they gained it and then where the spot of the ball was. And it's disgusting to watch. It is absolutely like horrendous. There's a lot of people boycott it, like saying boycott the Super Bowl this year. I'm
Yeah.
done. Like I refuse to go support the Super Bowl. One, I'm not a fan of either of the teams, so I really don't care. And two, like after blatantly um doing all of that, the ball that hit the ground, the catch that shouldn't have been called a catch, especially when the Bills guy caught it and had control of it. So if you're gonna at least call it either a no catch or an interception, not a catch. Like
Yeah, I heard there was
I
a
was
lot
just
of problems with that
completely
game.
I was completely turned off to football and the Super Bowl for this year. I cannot get back into it.
Yeah.
Kansas City for the three-peat, and the Eagles. So it's basically a rematch of 2 years ago, I want to say.
That was last year, right? Or
In all honesty, the commercials haven't been great the past few years.
I hate
It's
the
not worth
commercials
it.
now.
Yeah.
Before, do you remember the time when they used to be funny? I know you
Uh-huh.
had to go to
The
bed, but
talking
yeah,
baby
very quick. Yeah,
commercial. Yep.
yeah. But yeah, all the funny commercials. I thought the Budweiser. I don't drink beer or anything, but the Budweiser one with the horse and the
Yep.
dog.
The
I thought that
Clydesdale
was
was
the
always
best.
amazing. Yep.
But now it's not. Now it's all about commercials and Temu.
I don't understand. And I do get it. Like I do want to make a short about this or something because I just don't know what channel to put it on. I don't want to turn off any of my subscribers or anything to my channel by putting this. But I will say the biggest thing that I want to rant about is the fact that if you're going to give a team a three-peat, give the team the three-peat that is in the middle of nowhere. Kansas City is in Missouri, which I didn't realize until probably about 5 years ago. I thought KC was in Kansas City, Kansas.
You think so?
You'd think, but you give it the Super Bowl, the three-peat to the small market or medium-sized market team. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're a small market team. Um, you give it to them because that's going to be where you can grow the most and you can grow the thing the most, the whole NFL. People are like, oh, well, why would you say it's rigged? You just think 32 teams are in this. No, it doesn't. Like, you don't have to be in on it. The refs just call it a certain way and don't and influence the outcome of a game. Yeah, you should never leave it so close that the outcome is that close where the refs can influence, but come on.
I think
And then
I think the
my
comic book
biggest
fans
thing,
would
my
like to hear
biggest
that.
thing is the fact that the Bills gave up the pick that ended up being Patrick Mahomes to Kansas City. They traded away that pick for a bunch of players. And what's the perfect storyline? Is that player being the guy to defeat the Bills for however many years in a row in the playoffs. Like, that's an amazing storyline. So I'm not saying it's rigged. I do think I could see why people think it's rigged. I do kind of think at the end of the day it might be a little bit, but I don't understand why you would sit there and rig a game. I don't get it. Except for
Yeah.
the money. Like, I
It
mean,
all comes down to money eventually.
not to mention the fact that Mahomes
Oh,
ran
he's
out of
back.
the end zone. What up, Epic? Mahomes ran out of the end zone for the safety in the last minute of a game, and the line was exactly the line. Like, those were the 2 points he needed in order for the line to hit or whatever. Like, it was a 9-point separation or 9 whatever it was. At if they won, they had to win by a certain number, and
Yeah.
that was the number they had to win by. By running
Oh,
out of the end zone, he made that happen.
yeah.
Yep,
Money.
it's all money.
Yeah. Can you put his comment up again?
This one,
Oh my God, I love his thumbnail. His icon. I just realized
Star
that.
Wars. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, you have a nice. That's nice. And then we got Spider's Lair, all boring. No, I'm just kidding.
With his original artwork and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's boring original artwork.
But yeah,
I'm
that's
just
why I'm not going to be watching
kidding.
the Super Bowl this year. I honestly don't know many people who are.
Yeah.
Somebody asked my wife to be part of Super Bowl Square. She said, "I don't give a shit. I'm not
Super Bowl
worried about it."
Square?
Mm-hmm. So, like, you
What?
know how you fill out, like, you pick a square and then the numbers line up, and then whatever the score is at the end of each quarter, if your number lines up with your square, you win money. And then as the
I've
game goes on, you win more and more money.
I've never heard of that, to be honest.
Yep, it's a thing.
Huh.
Seriously, in football, if they can bet on it, they will. It's crazy.
Hey, well, I'm pretty sure people next thing you know is go get how many breaths a player takes. Is it like is there gonna be a bird that flies through the camera? Bet
Yep.
$100 on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what it is. You put your name in one of the white squares. Then they
Ah,
just pick at random the numbers that go on top in here. So, like,
yeah.
if the score is 10-3 for Kansas and Philly, whoever has the 0 for Kansas and the 3 for Philly gets that money for
Huh.
that quarter.
That's interesting. I never
Uh-huh.
ever heard of that before.
It's crazy. We definitely need to talk about all this next week
Yes,
because
we
it's
do.
fun. There will be a new episode of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, so we
And
can
this
see
time
where
I'll
it
make
kind of
sure to
picks
watch
up.
all
So
of it.
yeah, I mean, again, I'm enjoying it. I would definitely give it, I'd say a 7. I think the art automatically bumps it up 1 for me.
Mm.
So if the art
For
wasn't
me,
there,
if
I'd
it
give
has
it a
good art, I will watch it. Because
yeah.
I like for me, I like the art. I like how art. I just like everything art. Yeah, I will for the commercials, and yes, I don't do boxes anymore. Wait, is this like a East Coast thing?
I don't know, maybe.
Because I
I thought
honestly,
it's at
I never heard
all
of the
of my
boxes
jobs
at
I've ever done.
all. Honestly, I've never once heard anyone describe a box.
Yeah.
I only asked if it was a West Coast thing because Spider's Lair is also in the East Coast.
I'd have to ask some of my West Coast buddies. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not you, buddy? Okay, I see how it is. I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I mean
I
other
know,
people who live on the
I
West
was like,
Coast.
I wasn't
Spiders
openly admitted.
Mike
Oh, wait,
says
yes
yes,
to
it's
what?
an East Coast thing. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe it is.
okay.
I
Intake
take 10%.
10%. You take 10% ass?
I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that.
I
On
want,
that
all right,
note, have a good
on
night,
that
everyone.
note,
Before we
all
get
right,
canceled,
all right, have a great night, Chris. I'll see you guys next week.
see ya.
Peace.
Peace.